Senior is number 10, Ava Gardner from Harvard, Illinois. She's accompanied by head coach Lauren Martin. Cool, calm, collected, and an absolute joy to be around. Lefty, we love you. Ava is with our program for this season only. She was recruited by Concordia Chicago out of her senior year of high school. Ava chose a different route, but as fate would have it, she ended up making her way to CUC for her senior season of play. Since she arrived, she's brought great energy, great perspective, great vibes, and has an ability to walk through the same door 1,000 different ways, which has left us all extremely appreciative in the very kind, humble, and pleasurable human that Ava Gardner is. Ava has made a huge impact on our team and program. She's an extremely hardworking individual and never settles for anything less. This work ethic has helped her to become one of the best three-point shooters in the conference and also in program history. As the story goes, our glass ceiling was raised through the duration of Ava's time here. Always your coach, Ava, and from all of us, thank you for being you and the time that you invested with us. Ava Gardner. Our next senior is number 11, Buttergartner from Addison, Illinois. Marie is accompanied by her parents, Marie and Jim Buttergartner. One of the most kind, caring, loyal, passionate, and giving young women we know, Marie has blessed this program, this institution, and her teammates with class and excellence that we can all appreciate and learn from. Her energy, work ethic, and passion radiates from her effortlessly. Marie came into the Concordia women's basketball family as a teenager and is certainly leaving as a well-rounded, mature young woman ready to conquer the world. Accepted to attend graduate school at Aurora University for social work makes me personally so proud of Marie. Her ability to set a goal, work as hard as she can for it, and achieve it truly shows you can conquer anything when you put your mind to it. Concordia Chicago women's basketball, our Concordia family, and the Buttergartner family can all agree that we have all been truly blessed by Marie. Thank you for all that you gave. The ceiling was raised, and you left our program a better place than when you began. Here comes the sun. Keep shining bright. Marie Buttergartner. Senior is number 1, Sarah Ludwig. Accompanied by her parents, Michelle and Tom Ludwig. Resilience, strength, heart, energy, love, and absolutely saucy. These characteristics exemplify Sarah's character both on and off the court. Sarah's loyalty and dedication to the CUC women's basketball program exceeds expectations as she has grown exponentially as a student athlete through her experience as a member of the team. Sarah is a member of our faith committee and leadership committee, where she has provided mentorship, guidance in faith and religion, and has created a culture of fun and fantastic times among her peers and teammates. Sarah, we appreciate the blood, sweat, tears, and heart that you have given to our program, and are absolutely grateful for everything you have given to us. You give it your all and absolutely lifted the glass ceiling several notches from where it was when you started here. We are a team always and forever with you. Thank you, and don't forget the hot sauce. Sarah Ludwig. We thank you for everything, and seniors, we wish you God's richest endeavors in your futures. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome inside a Geisman Gymnasium, where we have a two-part senior day between the visiting St. Norbert College Green Knights and your Concordia University Chicago Cougars. I'm Carter Gledhill, joined by Peter Borkowski. And Peter, it is an emotional day for these Cougars as they are honoring the three seniors of this team. And it's also a big one, too, because they're trying to get over the hump of a 9-game losing skid as they have one more game remaining in conference after today and going into the conference tournament.
Every team in the NAC is making the playoffs this year, so the Cougars are trying to get some momentum going into that playoff run. A big win here over a tough St. Norbert's team, and then a win over Lakeland to end the season could give them that momentum they need.
And one of the seniors that's really stood out for this team since she stepped foot on campus in her first year as a Cougar has been Ava Gardner, averaging 12 points a game this season, and she had 15 points against Rockford in their loss back in the earlier part of this week. And she is one of those players that Coach Martin talks about that just brings good energy, and people want to be around her, and especially the ball, because she is one of the better three-point shooting players in the conference.
On that note, Gardner is 5th in the NAC in three-point field goals per game, a little under 2 per game. She's a great floor spacer, can score from pretty much anywhere on the court due to her speed and her shooting abilities. The transfer has been a really good pickup for CUC this year.
The two other seniors the Cougars are honoring today is Sarah Ludwig, the 5th-year senior, as well as first-time starter this season. She is going to be appearing in her 8th game for the Cougars is Marie Baumgartner. And Peter, another note that we looked at inside the box score is this St. Norbert Green Knight team gets out of the gate very fast, but they really slow it down in the second. They've scored over 1,000 points in the first half alone this season, and just 317 in quarters 3 and 4.
Right, it's kind of the opposite of this Cougars team. Cougars come out of the gate a little slow and then pick it up as the game goes on. So I'm kind of interested to see how these dueling philosophies kind of mismatch today in tonight's game.
Well, the Cougars are going to be without one of their better upperclassmen. Bailey Steinkamp is out of this game, and we know the Cougars are a really streaky shooting team, and they need to catch fire early in order to prolong the success in a game. What is going to be one element of this offense that the Cougars need to establish early on in order to ensure they're going to be competing here today?
I think the three-point ball has got to be on point. St. Norbert, they got the 11th ranked three-point defense in the conference. Cougars, the 3rd ranked three-point offense, so that's a mismatch waiting to happen today. If the Cougars can space the floor out, work inside, and come back out, I think they're going to have a great day from beyond the arc.
Well, we'll give you a wide shot inside a Geisman Gymnasium so you can see all the decorations that the women's basketball team put up for their teammates. As the Cougars are warming up on the right side of your screen, the Green Knights on your left, first-year members of the NAC Conference. And they've done pretty well for themselves this season, 15-7 overall, 12-3 in conference play. And that puts them at a pretty good spot as we end the final part of the conference schedule. Currently, they are tied for second with Benedictine in the conference, chasing the undefeated Wisconsin Lutheran College basketball team that is nationally ranked. This Cougars team, as we've mentioned, they started out hot. They had a 5-1 conference record at one point, and then they have dropped 9 straight games and find themselves near the bottom and most likely on the road for a playoff game come the NAC tournament. But right now, you have your final home game. You have a giant crowd in front of you today. This is a pivotal moment for these Cougars, as we talked with Coach Martin as well, is that responding to adversity. What can we do today to make sure we can win tomorrow? And they would really like a win here on Senior Day.
I think the Cougars' record might be a little bit deceiving. They're always in games. They're a very competitive, very resilient squad. They're never going to make it easy for their opposition to pick up the win. So I think we could see a possible upset today between these Cougars and Green Knights.
Another note about the Cougars that they were at one point in the season the best 3-point shooting team as well as 3-point defending team. And they've kind of slid down the rankings. Now they're sitting at 3rd in the offensive category. For the Green Knights, they are the best field goal shooting team in the conference, shooting at almost 55% a game. As the Cougars gather in the circle and the seniors do their dance, get ready to break it down. We'll send it down to public address announcer Jim Egan for the national anthem and the starters for both teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that everyone please rise. Gentlemen, kindly remove your hats as we honor America, the men and women of our military and our first responders with the playing of our national anthem by the Concordia Chicago Cougar Band.
the starting lineups for both teams. We'll run it back one more time. First for the Green Knights of St. Norbert College, number 4, Olivia Dukeline. Number 20, Casey Gierczak. Number 21, Mary Krevillin. As well as number 10, Emma Marizzi. And number 44, Jessica Borner. For the Cougars, number 1, Sarah Ludwig. Number 4, Michaela Ellis. Number 10, Ava Gardner. Number 11, Marie Baumgartner. And number 35, Allison McGregor. Borner and McGregor at center court for the opening tip. Tip is win by the Green Knights, wearing their all green, yellow trim away jerseys. The Cougars in all white with gold numbering and maroon trim as well. Baumgartner, good defense inside on Gierczak. Rebound by Ellis.
Nice defense by Baumgartner, always keeping her hands up in Gierczak's face, not allowing any clean shots off.
Ava Gardner, mentioned the transfer from Wittenberg College. 11 points on the season is her average, leading the team. Ludwig, 2 steps inside, finds McGregor. Baumgartner now on the wing, looking to go inside. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Sarah Ludwig up and in. Too strong off the top of the backboard. Ball is hit out of bounds by the Cougars. It'll go to the Green Knights.
I just saw a little bit more post movement from the Cougars. Worked around the perimeter mostly until that Ludwig drive at the very end. Good job on Sarah Ludwig to be able to cut to the basket that way.
St. Norbert College has a 2-game win streak. Currently they're riding, coming off of wins from IIT and MSOE. Beat MSOE on the 8th by a score of 55-41. On the road, good hands inside from Baumgartner. She's playing well to start off her senior day. This is only her 3rd career start for the Cougars. This is her first start of the season. It'll be her 8th game she's appeared in. Michaela Ellis, the Kent State transfer. Hesitation, jump back from the free throw line.
Ellis is someone the Cougars want to really see get going. She can score from many places on the court. Nice little step back maneuver there to put that ball in the basket.
Just over 10 points a game for Michaela Ellis as the jumper is off the mark from Emma Marizzi. Rolls out of bounds. Cougars will get the ball. Allison McGregor inbounding it to Ellis. And one interesting note we should point out, Allison McGregor is now started in 21 of 21 games. She's the only player on the team to have started all the games this season. And as a freshman, that is a big accomplishment for Coach Martin, is recruiting as well. McGregor gets her first shot blocked. Gardner inside, losing it, spits it out to Ludwig. 6 on the shot clock. Ellis with a 3. Back iron, rebound, pulled down by Gierczak.
Nice effort there by Gardner to be able to kick it back outside after almost losing it. He just can't convert on the 3.
Jessica Borner, the 6-foot senior, inside, able to get a nice pass up in transition. Assisted by Emma Marizzi.
Borner, someone the Cougars really got to lock down. 2nd on the team in scoring, 1st in the conference in field goal percentage. Big driving force of this Green Knight offense.
Ludwig with the crossover, gets knocked in the paint. Foul will be called on Jessica Borner. Actually, it's going to be called on Emma Marizzi for reaching in. Borner is just the one that stood in the middle and knocked down Ludwig.
Shows the toughness and resilience of Ludwig. It's a hard shot too, but gets right back up, gets ready for her free throws.
And I'll say one thing about Sarah Ludwig is that she is very tough. Despite her 5'7" size, she stands in the paint and takes charges. She is not afraid to go inside and draw contact on a layup, and she's one of the hardest working players on this team for Coach Martin. Able to make both free throws. Substitution for the Green Knights into the game is freshman Casey Jepson coming out for Emma Marizzi. As well as Jaylene Wade replacing Marie Baumgartner. Standing ovation from the bench. Jaylene Wade, another key player for the Cougars that Coach Martin wants to get the ball to because of her shooting ability. Shooting 32% on the season. Has been in a little bit of a lull, but she has the 3-point shooting capabilities we've seen time and time again throughout the season. McGregor not able to get behind Borner. Borner now with their 2nd bucket. Feel like that's going to be a battle we're going to be seeing a lot today. The senior Borner and the freshman McGregor inside.
I want to go back to Wade really quick. Another one of her specialties is she's almost the floor general of this Cougars team, 2nd in the conference in assists per game. You see her usually leading the charge down the court. Always looking for that first pass.
Ellis surrounded on the block by 3 Green Knights, kicks it out to Wade. Top of the key from long distance, too strong. Rebound by Gierczak, pass up from Duclean. It's too long for Borner.
Green Knights really like to push the ball in transition, it seems. A lot of long passes, stretch passes down the court. He's got to make sure they stay on top of those, don't let them beat them too much.
As we mentioned, the Green Knights like to get off to fast starts. They've scored 525 points in 22 games in the first quarter, 549 in the second. In the second half, through all 22 games this season, they've only scored 317 points. And as Peter mentioned in the pregame show, the Cougars are kind of the opposite, slow to start, and they pick up at halftime, which is really their make or break point.
If the Cougars can come out of this first half leading or at least within striking distance, I think it's a major win for this team. Against a Green Knights team who cools off immensely in that second half.
3 from the wing from Jepson, rebounded by Gardner. Nice feed inside from Wade to McGregor, able to split the defense. And that's why you see her second in the conference in assists, is because of that floor general vision. And just as she crossed half court, was able to zip that thing inside to McGregor.
It's a really great play, knowing that McGregor has the height advantage down low over most players. Sent that ball up high so only McGregor can grab it. McGregor did a good job finishing the layup.
Wade the other way off Borner's missed shot. Jaylene Wade driving baseline, throwing it out to Ludwig. She drives inside now. Gardner launches from 3, rattles in and out.
Gardner's starting to get some more open looks from 3. That's one of her specialties, is that she always seems to find open space beyond the arc. The Cougars can keep getting her the ball at the right time. She's going to start sinking some of these threes.
Cougars have dropped into soft defense right now. Still man-to-man, but they're definitely protecting inside because of Borner's presence. Deflected by Ellis. Pass was intended for Gierczak. Wade slowing things down. Guarded at the top by Mary Crevillian. Ball knocked out of bounds, goes to the Green Knights. Substitution as well for St. Norbert. Number 35, Madison Hirdina, checks in. Timeout called by Coach Martin. 30-second timeout. Slow start for both teams, only 10 points for both combined. Cougars are ahead, though, by 2 with 4:28 remaining in the first quarter.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back inside of Geisman Gymnasium. Carter Gledhill, Peter Borkowski with you on the call. Cougars up 6-4 in the early stages of this game against the St. Norbert College Green Knights, the first-year members of the NAC Conference. They've had a strong presence in the women's basketball world, tied for second in the conference with a record of 12-3. 15-7 overall. The Cougars, as we mentioned, have been sliding down the conference rankings because of their 9-game losing skid, but look to get a little revive and get back into things with 2 games remaining in their season before postseason play.
Win against the top 3 team in the conference, they'll definitely get that momentum going.
Gardner to Wade. Wade driving inside. Ellis launches from 3, front iron, rebound almost from McGregor. It'll stay with the Cougars. Sarah Ludwig replaced by Nazuri Wiggum, the sophomore from Naperville, Illinois. As all 4 Cougars stack on the right side of the paint. Wiggum needs to inbound. She does to Ellis. Going to work on the block. Wade now will try from deep. Just a little to the right. Foul will be called on number 35, Madison Hirdina, as Allison McGregor was going in for the ball as well on the rebound. Green Knights are coached by Amanda Leonard Perry in her second season with the program. Cougars by Lauren Martin in her fourth season. Wade backs it out. The Cougars look to set up shop. And that's one thing Coach Martin has been preaching to this team about, especially in practices and games, is when they're not able to set up their offense, they really can't do much because people are standing around and you have no ball movement.
I think movement has been a big issue for the Cougars team this year, especially low in the post. They're a good perimeter team, but they don't get much going down low. You're not going to get a lot of varied offense going if that's your play style.
Crevillion out to the corner for DeClean. Short on everything. Ellis with the rebound.
I just like how aggressive the Cougars have been in all facets of the game. Rebounds, going to the basket, playing defense.
As DeClean able to throw it in bounds, but Ava Gardner picked it up for an uncontested layup. 8-4 is the score, 2:38 remaining in the first quarter.
The Cougars are playing the kind of basketball that the Green Knights cannot afford mistakes like we just saw. This Cougars team is playing their heart out right now, looking for the upset on senior night.
Crevillion dribbled it off her foot, goes the other way. Substitutions for the Green Knights. Checking in for the first time, Mary Beltran, as well as returning is Jessica Borner. Green Knights with 5 turnovers in the opening quarter. Cougars with 3. Jaylene Wade on the left side. And Cougars will start a little bit slow once they bring their half-court offense up. Takes a couple seconds for them to get things going. As Ellis, nice vision to see Wiggum on the wing. Too strong. Cougars have been ice cold from deep to start this game. Make it 0 of 7 as a team. Gardner looking for some room to work with. She does. Back iron, offensive board by McGregor. Almost an and one opportunity, but a good rebound and putback from Allison McGregor. That's her specialty, Peter, is that getting those offensive boards, because we've seen her do such a phenomenal job with that. As we'll continue that train of thought after the timeout and a 30-second one called by St. Norbert. 1:52 remaining in the first quarter. Cougars up 8-4 over the Green Knights.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
As the teams come off of their bench, free throws for Allison McGregor gives us time to talk about what we were going to before the timeout was called, and that is Allison McGregor's rebounding ability. Coming into this game, she led the team in rebounding with 9.3 rebounds per game, 85 offensive rebounds of her 185 total. Shows how aggressive she is and around the basket as a ball magnet, where the ball will just fall into her hands on the boards.
And I think the scary thing about McGregor is that she's just a freshman. She's going to have, 3 additional years to improve and get better. She's putting these kind of numbers up as a freshman. You can't really start to begin to imagine where she's going to be her senior year.
5'11", good frame. She has the height, and she also has that long wingspan too, which helps her rebounding. As the Green Knights need to get some offense going. They've been scoreless for the last 5.5 minutes. A foul will be called on the way up from the shot of Chloe Grzinski. Allison McGregor called for the block. That is her first personal foul, team's first. Duquesne makes the first free throw.
You're not going to see her miss many of those, first in the conference in free throw percentage at 86. She's not one of those players you can send to the free throw line.
St. Norbert's down by 4. Jaylene Wade has brought the ball up every time she's been in the game just because of what she can do with her ball handling abilities. But this is also the part 2 where the Cougars just need to make sure they're taking smart shots. And we finally get the first three-pointer of the game out of the hand from senior Ava Gardner. Probably heard me talk about smart shots and want to make sure that the Cougars got one on the board. They're now 1 of 8 from deep. Green Knights are still scoreless from beyond the arc on 2 shot attempts. McGregor inside with Borner on her back. Grzinski to Borner from the free throw line, banks it in. Borner now has herself 6 points. Averaging just under 11 points on the season, the senior from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. Already showing her presence inside. Wiggum drives. The foul will be called on number 4, Olivia DeClean.
Wingham's one of those players I wish we saw a little bit more on the court. Last game against Rockford, she had her season high 10 points. She was lights out from the beyond the arc as well. She provides a really nice spark off the bench for the Cougars offense.
And now look at this, coming off of the bench, Jada Dixon. She's been struggling with knee injuries throughout the season and has not played since Marion on December 11th. But she is back on the court. Good to see Jada Dixon getting some action on senior day.
Having a 6'1" player out there always helps your team out.
The short shot from Borner off the mark, blocked by Wiggum. That'll end the quarter. We talked about the Cougars needing to get a hot start in the beginning of the game, and they do. They go into the quarter break up 5 over the Green Knights by a score of 13-8. You're watching CUC Women's Basketball on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back inside of Geisman Gymnasium. Carter Gledhill joined by Peter Borkowski as the Cougars are up 13-8 after the opening quarter on senior day. Between the first matchup between these two teams since St. Norbert joined the conference. It was a nice end to the quarter with Jada Dixon coming into the game for some final seconds. Again, we mentioned she hasn't appeared in a game since the middle of December. So a nice touch on senior day when we thought we wouldn't see her.
Again, I think Dixon can be a really nice element to add into this Cougars team if she's able to get her minutes up going to the playoffs. Having a 6'1" senior out there, it's going to help you on both ends of the court.
McGregor inside, Borner on her back. Wade from the corner, swish. Jaylene Wade. And that's one spot that she's very lethal from, and the Cougars love to shoot from, is the wing extended to the corner just because of how their offense is run.
Wade especially, I mean, we talk about how good of sight she has, good vision on the offense. She's also good at finding open space like she did there for some easy threes.
9 seconds on the shot clock. A jumper from Duclean hits front iron and then bounces out into the hands of Ellis. The Green Knights shot 27% from the field in the opening quarter and came up empty-handed on 3 shots from behind the arc.
I think that's really been the story of the game. They usually, well, they lead the NAC coming into today in field goal percentage at 43.5%. So that mark of now 25 is pretty shocking.
Wade was trying to get it inside to Ellis as the clock was winding down. Gearcheck stops on the block. Gets fouled on the way up from Ellis. And you mentioned that this is a Cougars team that sometimes falls into a lull of energy where they let the opponent get back into the game, and they really can't afford that when you have a conference opponent that comes in with a 12-3 record.
Well, and I think you described the Cougars as streaky earlier, and that's usually what you get when you have a team that relies so much on shooting. When their shots are falling, they're finding open space. They're going to go on a huge run. When their shots aren't falling, though, they're going to go in these lulls that we see them go into every once in a while.
Gierczak goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Wiggum with the ball on the ground. McGregor comes in. Now a foul is called. Casey Gierczak came in with a slight power slide and an elbow to McGregor. Both of them are okay. That's Gierczak's first personal foul. It'll be the team's first of the quarter.
Shows how hard-working this Cougars team is, willing to put their bodies on the line, sliding around the floor, trying to gather that loose ball. They're going to work for every possession they can get.
Cougars are standing still on the offensive side of the ball right now. Not a lot of movement. Shot clock down again. Gardner on the perimeter. 3 seconds, picks up her dribble. Wade needs to put up a shot, and she doesn't. So, Peter, that's now back-to-back possessions. We've seen the Cougars not be able to get a shot up either because of a shot clock violation or a turnover in the later seconds. But there was no movement from any of the Cougars players if you didn't have the ball.
Well, I think the key there was no backside movement. That means St.Norbert was really able to play really good help back defense. You know, the Cougars just got to start moving some bodies, causing some confusion to find some open looks.
Cougars have been scoreless for the last 2 minutes. St.Norbert getting back into the swing of things, and you can see they were moving the ball around the perimeter as well, trying to get it inside to their 6-foot senior, Jessica Borner. Acrobatic layup and shot inside from Mary Beltran. The sideways Air Jordan for the layup.
A nice finish. Not much you can do to stop that if you're the Cougars.
Gardner wants to get it inside to Ellis. There's a height advantage inside in favor of Ellis. Wiggum wants it too. Ellis right now is inside on the 5'4", Olivia Duclean. Ellis is at 5'9". Wade will shoot a 3, hits left iron into the hands of Jessica Borner. Green Knights in the other way.
I do like putting Ellis down low just due to her physicality, but you got to start moving the ball that way too. Just can't keep it out on the perimeter.
Emma Marizzi with a transition layup. Coach Martin bringing Princess Gates off the bench in as the next sub for the next dead ball. Cougars' lead is now only at 3. They do get it inside to Michaela Ellis. Gardner gets it back. Too strong on the three-pointer. Rebound from Duclean.
Gardner was covered pretty tightly there. Maybe not the shot she wanted to take.
Gierczak with an open look. Too much backspin, too much firepower on that 3. As you'll see, Michaela Ellis giving it to Jaylene Wade. Cougars are slowing down the offense. They can't stay slowed down for too long. They got to find the gas pedal again. Jaylene Wade does. Awkward shot inside. Right now, both teams are just having a track meet up and down the court. Green Knights can't finish. A second chance put back from Jessica Borner is good. She now has 8 points in the game, forces a timeout by Coach Martin. It's a 30-second timeout. Green Knights back within 1 point with 5:56 remaining in the second quarter here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Home.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Princess Gates in for the Cougars after the timeout from Coach Martin. Green Knights on a 7-0 run over the last 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Peter, this is the kind of thing we talked about in the beginning of the game, and we were wondering if it would happen at the end of the first quarter, is if the Cougars would slow down and the Green Knights would be able to pick up and regain a little bit of that momentum that they lost.
Well, I think the Cougars, they've slowed down both in terms of their scoring output, but also just their speed. They're taking their time on the offense, not getting as many good looks as they were in that first half. I do like putting Gates on the floor now, though. She's a very quick, shifty player. Could cause that movement they're looking for.
Couple substitutions for the Green Knights as well. Natalie Serato in for the Green Knights as she replaced Mary Beltran. Jump ball will stay with the Green Knights. Inside for Borner. Spin around, had 2 Cougars on her, but it didn't matter. Jessica Borner with 10 points, averaging on the season just under 11. Cougars need to find an answer for her quick as the Green Knights now have 12 paint points to the Cougars 4.
Borner started out pretty slow. She's picking it up, though. Can't let that happen.
Gates' 3 is off the mark. Cougars now cold from deep. After Ava Gardner hit a 3 in the early minutes of the quarter, they're now 1 for 4. Nice backside help from Jaylene Wade, steals it away. Cougars the other way. Have some numbers, but they pull it back. Ellis inside, 2 steps, is fouled. Foul will be called on number 20, Casey Gierczak.
It's good vision by Wade on the entry. Didn't see any looks to the basket, so pulled it out. Got a possession for the Cougars. Rather have a long possession than a quick empty basket.
Missouri Wiggum, Chloe Grzinski in for both the Cougars and Green Knights. Gates tries to go baseline. She is forced out of bounds by Sirato. Good defense from the junior to force the freshman out of bounds. Serrato looking for some help. Marizzi swings in over to Grushinski. Inside, underhand finish, and it rolls in. St. Norbert is stormed back after being down in the first quarter to take a 3-point lead as we are in the middle part of the second quarter.
I mentioned earlier about how they're the best field goal shooting team in the league, in the conference, I should say. Those numbers are way up in the second quarter, 62.5%. It's up from their 27.3 mark of the first quarter, so Green Knights definitely hitting their groove offensively. Cougars not doing enough to slow them down.
Jessica Borner is subbed out after picking up her second personal foul. Princess Gates returns to the bench for Michaela Ellis, and you make a good point. They obviously have made an improvement offensively, shooting 62.5% from field. What is it exactly that the Green Knights are doing that is creating that offense that they lacked in the first quarter?
Well, I think we've been talking about this for the Cougars. They're just having a lot of good movement. The Cougars defense isn't really able to play catch-up enough to find all those drives to the basket, all those cuts, and Green Knights have some good vision to find those open players to the basket.
Strong rebound from McGregor. No foul called on the second chance putback. It was a nice block inside. Green Knights have been doing a good job, as Peter mentioned, of ball movement, and that's what happens. As you get a trailer coming around, Emma Marizzi started on the left block, just hooked her way around in the paint. Green Knights up by 5. Cougars find themselves desperate for a bucket as they've been scoreless for almost 7 minutes. McGregor fighting for an offensive board, does not bring it down. Duquesne the other way.
St. Norbert is the top assist per game team in the conference, 15.4. We're seeing that really come into effect in the second quarter.
Jump ball will favor the Cougars. In for the Green Knights, Mary Crevillion. Coming out will be Natalie Serrato.
Playing a big part of that ball movement for the Green Knights. Olivia DeClean, she leads the conference in assists per game at a little over 5. She's played just about every second here in the game, if not every second. I might be mistaken there. Another great player with great vision, just like Cougars' Jaylene Wade.
Gardner's three bounces off the shot clock. The Cougars are now 1 of 7 in the second quarter from deep. They are 2 for 15 in the game. So a team desperate for a win and desperate for baskets have been settling for the toughest shots out there and have been struggling for the first half. On the other side, however, the Green Knights have been able to pick up offensive production. They're shooting just under 55% from the field.
Speaking on the Cougars, lack of ability to score right now, they're going up against the second best defense in the conference, so it's no easy task, but they obviously were doing something at the beginning of the game that they've cooled off on. Once, as you've been saying, Carter, they've just not been able to find that basket recently.
Ava Gardner called for the foul in the last stoppage of play. Turnaround shot inside from Chloe Grushinski. And right now, the Green Knights are doing as they want inside with 18 paint points. The Cougars with only 4. Michaela Ellis, I think that was kind of a desperation shot, looking to start the offense, as that was a big-time air ball out of the hands of the junior. So Coach Martin changing personnel as well, bringing into the game for the first time Lauren Sala, the sophomore from River Forest, 6'1", looking to provide some help inside as the Cougars have been getting killed in the paint.
Just like you said, looking to provide some help inside. Sala, one of the tallest players on this Cougars roster, provide some good blocking support. They need to do something to slow those points and the paints down from the Green Knights.
The Cougars only have 3 points in the quarter. The Green Knights have 15. And that last field goal for the Cougars came with 9:45 remaining in the second quarter out of the hand of Jaylene Wade.
Their efficiency in offense has really been the main problem. They had a really nice groove to start out. They weren't moving too fast, too slow, but they've really started taking their time on possessions and just not getting any open looks.
Michaela Ellis was fouled by Olivia Duclean. That is her second personal foul. St. Norbert now with 4 fouls in the quarter, 49.4 seconds remaining. Cougars have 20 seconds on the shot clock. And this is a big possession for the Cougars going into halftime. Ellis trying to whip it over to Gardner in the corner. But able to get a hand on it was Casey Gierchak.
Gardner's definitely a player they want to get going too. 15 points last game against Rockford, all of which came off the 3 ball. Gardner's best when she's finding that open space on the perimeter and getting someone to feed her the ball. Haven't seen too much of that today.
Ellis slings it to McGregor. Gardner from deep. Back iron.
It's a really nice screen opportunity there with McGregor. That could be a way to get back in this game. Use those picks to get yourself some open space.
Just over a 5-second differential from the shot clock and the game clock. Green Knights have winding it down. They have had good luck inside. They go there again. Madison Herdina. 7 seconds remaining in the half. Sarah Ludwig bringing it up. Driving in the middle. She tries to get a one-step shot. Falls to the ground. No whistles blown. Buzzer sounds. That is the end of the first half. The Green Knights, after being down by as much as 8 points in the first quarter, are able to climb it back with a 17-point second quarter and regain the lead up 25-16 going into halftime. Peter, 2 very Cougar teams that we've seen. One that was efficient in the first half, maybe not have shot well, but the Cougars were 1 of 14 in the second quarter, and in a game, as we mentioned, against a very tough defensive team, one of the better teams in the conference, and you are fighting to climb back into the conference rankings. You cannot have a quarter like that and expect to win a game.
This was going to be a game where the Cougars had to play pretty much mistake-free basketball. This is a very good Green Knights team. They're going to take advantage of any little slip-ups you have. And you mentioned the word efficiency. I think that was really the key to the Cougars' hot start. They weren't moving too quick on offense, taking rush shots, but they weren't moving too slow that the Green Knights could have time to set up their defense. I think their offensive pace really pulled back. That gave the Green Knights enough time to set up their defense and play that great defensive ball we know they have.
Well, Jessica Borner of the Green Knights is the game leading scorer with 10 points and has really led the charge inside for St. Norbert, have 10 of their 20 points from inside. And right now, the Cougars, as we saw, Coach Martin putting in Lauren Sala, she put in Allison McGregor, trying to find someone to stop the Green Knights in the paint. But really, that has been the difference maker in this game because St. Norbert has not made a three-pointer and has not really shot the ball well outside of the paint.
Well, Borner is just one of those players that's really hard to defend. She's 6 foot. She's also first in the conference in field goal percentage, so there's no real way to stop her. You just got to have that size advantage, which the Cougars really don't due to the nature of their roster this year. They got to find some way to stop her, though, if they want to pull back within this game.
Well, entering the halftime break, the Cougars are looking to go to the whiteboard and drop some new plays, some offense and defense to stop this explosive St. Norbert College Green Knight team. It's senior day inside a Geisman Gymnasium, and after this game, we will have the men's game at 4:15. But don't go anywhere. We still have second half basketball between the women's teams here on the Cougar Sports Network. Well, welcome back inside of the broadcast booth as we're getting ready to start second half basketball between the Concordia University Chicago Cougars and the visiting St. Norbert Green Knights. I'm Carter Gledhill, joined by Peter Borkowski. And Peter, the Cougars struggled in that quarter, but the Green Knights were able to mount a 7-point second quarter to pull ahead now by a score of 25-16, and mainly it's because of the paint play.
I think, well, that's really been the key so far is the Cougars just don't have the size to match up with some of these bigger Green Knight players. They're doing a really good job. The Green Knights are doing a really good job with ball movement, getting cuts towards the middle. They're just finding everything in that paint. They're shooting really well from it, too.
Well, we have some interesting stats to show you, but we're going to get back to action on the court, and we will bring you the Concordia Chicago telestrator in a second when we get back into a break. Green Knights will have the ball to start the second half. They pick off right where they left off with a play inside, and that's been one thing that the Cougars have struggled with is quick cuts inside by the Green Knights and not able to get any stop inside either.
Cougars might be pressuring out a little too far, letting those Green Knight players blow right by them to the paint. Maybe tighten up the defense, slough in everybody. You don't have to worry about that getting way past the paint because the Green Knights aren't shooting that well from outside. They're still looking for their first three-pointer of the day. The Cougars can keep them to the outside. They're going to have a lot more success defensively.
Well, we were going to show you the visualization of the shot chart by the Green Knights. Michaela Ellis inside ends almost a quarter drought as the Cougars get their first point in almost 10 minutes. And that is a big sigh of relief if you're the Cougars and you're trying to build off of that. But in the first half, the Green Knights were 10 of 15 inside the paint. They were 0 for 3 on the wing on the right side, and they were 0 for 4 as a team in the first half. So really nothing but paint inside for the Green Knights offensively, and that's been their name of the game so far.
20 of their 25 points have come from inside, so again, if the Cougars defense can just keep them to the outside, not let all those quick cuts to the paint happen, they're going to find a lot more success on the defensive end. Eventually that's going to transfer to the offense too, you got to think.
Missouri Wiggum back out there for the Cougars. You mentioned she came in as like a substitution, almost trying to put some stoppage to the Green Knights offense in the middle of the second quarter. And she's still out there, which is a good sign, not only if you're a Missouri Wiggum fan, but also for Coach Martin because she is getting extended minutes here. Fade back shot from Michaela Ellis. Impressive shot off balance in the right side, just about 10, 15 feet extended to the right.
I really like what the Cougars are doing so far. Getting a couple of different looks on offense, and they're capitalizing on Green Knights' mistakes as we see another one there.
A turnover from Emma Marizzi. The Cougars are within 5. And you can see the bench is a little bit more lively. This is a part where the Cougars really rely on their bench. Isn't so much for scoring, but as that sixth man on the court to give them energy, coach them up, and especially get them through the rest of the game.
This is a team that thrives off of energy.
Ellis with the hesitation, jump shot, back iron. Green Knights looking to respond to this early burst of energy from the Cougars.
The bench is a key part of that energy too, as you mentioned, Carter. Bench keeps up the hype level as the team on the floor is likely to as well.
A missed 3 from Emma Marizzi. The Green Knights are still scoreless from behind the arc. Michaela Ellis is trying to take it herself. Ava Gardner from the corner, too strong. Jaylene Wade almost had a board inside, but it had it poked out by Marizzi. Foul is called. Will go against Jaylene Wade.
Really like that look from the Cougars. That's why I wish we saw a bit more of her drives to the inside, and then you can kick it out to the outside three-point shooter who's usually wide open, as Gardner was there. Cougars are one of the better three-point shooting teams in the conference, so they get those open looks. They're going to start capitalizing on them.
Nice feed inside from the top from Duclean to Borner. And that has been textbook play inside from Borner as well. Now with 12 points, that is a game high, surpassing her season average of 10. Blocking foul call on Olivia Duclean. Cougars will inbound it on the right side of the baseline. Substitution for the Green Knights. Casey Jepson will replace Olivia Duclean. Duclean now with 3 personal fouls.
Drawing some more fouls could also really help out the Cougars. They took only 4 free throws. They made all of them in that first half. They can get a couple more calls to go their way. Those are some easy points to put in the bucket.
Michaela Ellis fouled on the shot. Chloe Grzinski credited with the foul. That is her first. Green Knights now with 3 team fouls in the third quarter. Ellis, a 69% free throw shooter on the season, has 7 points now after the first made free throw. Now she has 8. You mentioned, Peter, the free throw line could be a part of the game the Cougars want to implement a little bit more. We're already starting to see it. Michaela Ellis taking it upon herself to drive inside more and draw the fouls.
Well, that's another aspect that you lose when you only play perimeter ball is you're not going to get those hard fouls that you usually get driving to the basket if you're just staying around the three-point line.
Ellis putting pressure on Crevillion. Floating shot, back iron, falls right into the hands of Borner. Another bucket. And there's really no answer for her from the Cougars.
Cougars got to be a little bit more on point with those rebounding. Borner is just by herself down in the low post. Cougars got to do at least something to try and slow her down. Can't just let her have those easy rebounds.
Foul is called. Believe there is probably a block, and it is. Mary Crevillion, off-ball foul. It was a block. Ava Gardner trying to get through the middle of the paint, was not allowed to. So now 4 team fouls for the Green Knights. Ellis at the top. Gardner now with it. From the Cougars, only 3 points in the second quarter. Step back shot from Wade, rattled out.
On the flip side of things, Cougars can't get in foul trouble themselves. St. Norbert, they're the top free throw shooting team in the conference, so Cougars got to play some squeaky clean basketball.
And credit Michaela Ellis on that last possession for the missed shot from Borner. That is the kind of defense Coach Martin's been trying to get her team to do, but hasn't. Ellis going from one side of the paint to the other on the backside to make sure that Borner had a contested shot inside.
Ellis, she's only 5'9", but she's got a really strong frame. She's very athletic. She's usually able to outmuscle players who are bigger than her, like Borner is. I think Borner and Ellis could be a really good matchup despite the height difference.
Grzinski with the block on McGregor, and then a jump ball called. Possession stays with the Cougars. Gardner wraps around to the wing. Wade pulls it out, 12 seconds on the shot clock. Cougars have been scoreless for the last minute and 35 seconds. Wade inside to McGregor, good feed. No foul called, second chance put back by McGregor. Wasn't able to bounce it in, but she'll go to the free throw line for a pair of free throws.
If there's one thing I think McGregor could really improve upon on an already fantastic freshman year is her aggressiveness to drive towards the basket. She's got height, but sometimes I think she kind of forgets how to use it on the offensive end of the court rather than when she's just grabbing rebounds. So nice entry passes above her head that she's able to snag down. I think that could be a really good part of this Cougars offense.
Allison McGregor only shooting 53%, 53%, from the charity stripe on the season. And if I could kind of add on to the 1 point you just mentioned on being aggressive, it's also finishing and fighting through contact, because we've seen several times she's been able to get to the free throw line because of her presence inside. But if she's able to just have that little bit of extra strength, which comes with the weight room and a little bit more experience, that'll carry her game to the next level. As a finish inside from Madison Hirdina makes it an 8-point lead for the Green Knights.
You talk about her strength, and like I mentioned, she's still a freshman, so she's got 3 more years to get bigger, go to the weight room. And I think her senior year is going to be a really fun year to watch for her.
Jaylene Wade takes it herself inside, ends a scoring drought for the Cougars. Answer back nicely with an own layup of their own. Foul is called. Goes on Missouri Wiggum. As 2 substitutions for the Cougars. There, Marie Baumgartner as well as Princess Gates replace Wiggum and Michaela Ellis. So right now, the Cougars lineup, as we see on the floor, is going to be relying on Wade and Gardner for some outside shooting. And Baumgartner and Gates as well as McGregor for facilitation purposes. Fadeaway shot is off the mark from Serrato. Nice feed up from Wade to Gates. She lost it at the block. It goes out of bounds. You can see Princess Gates wishes she had that one back.
It was a good opportunity, just kind of a bit of an errant pass Gates couldn't exactly bring down, but I think that goes back to my point I've been making, that the Cougars can't have rush possessions. If something isn't there, don't force it, pull it out, and get a good possession in.
And we've also seen that too with some possessions when they've taken a three as a long ball onto the hand of Serrato. As Serrato now has her first points of the afternoon.
It's also St. Norbert's first three of the afternoon.
It took them a while, all the way to the 4:06 mark of the third quarter. They are now 1 of 7 on the game. A foul will be called. Looks to believe it'll be on Princess Gates.
And that three-point percentage for the Knights right now, that just doesn't look like how they usually are. They're the second best three-point shooting team in the conference. 29.5% is their usual mark. So Cougars playing some really good perimeter defense. It's got to mix that up with the good interior defense.
Heat check from Natalie Serrato as that one was airballed. Correction on the last foul. It was not Princess Gates. It was Marie Baumgartner. She picked up her first personal foul. Jaylene Wade back to the bench. Michaela Ellis returns after a short break. 3:30 remaining in the third quarter. Cougars down by 10. St. Norbert's largest lead of the afternoon, and a travel is called on Marie Baumgartner. A turnover for the Cougars. That is their 10th of the game. St. Norbert's has done a good job of eliminating turnovers, though. They only have 9 after they had 5 in the first quarter. A lofty feed inside, and a foul is called. Madison Herdina. And again, the Cougars are just getting relentlessly attacked inside, and they have no answers for any of the big players for the Green Knights.
They looked a little better at the start of this quarter, which was why they were able to climb back in this game at one point, but Green Knights seemed to make some mid-quarter adjustments. They're right back where they were in that second quarter, attacking the paint and not having much opposition to doing it.
Herdina missed the first free throw, able to make the second. Jaylene Wade, Lauren Sala in for the Cougars. The Cougars back on another scoreless drought, just over a minute and a half. Smart shots, as Peter says, need to be taken. And ball movement as well is key. McGregor, a rare three, banks it. Too strong. She gets her own rebound and then loses it. Natalie Serrato comes in and swoops the ball away from McGregor's hand.
We almost saw the benefit of having McGregor and Sala out on the court together. Both of them almost corralled that rebound. Got to clean it up a little bit between the two big players for the Cougars.
As another foul will be called. Natalie Serrato returns to the free throw line. Lauren Sala picks up her first personal foul. That is the team's 5th. Both teams will be in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter. 2:38 remaining. The rebounding margin, the Cougars are actually ahead. They're up 24-23. But right now, it doesn't even matter about rebounding. It's the fact that the Green Knights have been able to get inside and don't need to rely on the rebounds for points.
They're not yet. You just said it right there. They're not using their height advantage to grab those boards. They're using it to get to the paint and just put the bucket in right away. First chance points. So Cougars, that's really what they got to focus on stopping.
A miss from Sala. Wade was able to find her on the opposite block. Those are the shots you have to convert if you're the Cougars and you're trailing in this game by 13. A steal. Gardner going the other way. Wants to push it. Does to the block. Throws it up. And one! Ava Gardner. Tremendous shot. I don't even think she knew where the ball was going, but those are one of those shots where you just, hey, I'll throw it up for fun. get 2 points and a free throw to come with it.
Well, it's senior night. Might as well try and show off a little bit. But, again, yeah, like you said, I don't even know if she knew where that shot was going. She knew she was going to get a foul, I think. So she said, all right, I'll throw it up, see what I get. And a couple of lucky bounces thanks to the rim, and it finds its way through the hoop.
Misses the free throw. She has 7 points in the game. Leading scorer for the Cougars is Michaela Ellis with 8. That's the kind of play, though, that can electrify a team, stir up some offense, and tighten up the defense. The Cougars need to have a couple strong possessions here to close out the third quarter to stay within striking distance, as Peter has said before. Shot clock at 6. Inside, Herdina able to spin around and lay it in. So in the first quarter, it was in the first half, I should say, it was Jessica Borner. Now it's Madison Herdina in this third quarter, and he had 9 points now. Another assist by Emma Marizzi. That is her second in the game. Michaela Ellis, strong drive, underhand pass to McGregor. 8 seconds, Wade on the wing, backs all her way up to the paint, spin around, trying to throw it through the Green Knight defense, goes through the hands of Sela, and out of bounds, a shot clock violation by the Cougars. Coach Martin is not happy about it, and that's why she will take a timeout, 30-second timeout. Cougars will have 3 timeouts remaining. 1:03 remaining in the third quarter. Green Knights up 13 over the Cougars by a score of 39-26 here on the Cougars.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Whatcha? Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Podcast, Carter Gledhill, Peter Borkowski with you. We'll give a quick moment to thank all of our student workers. Julia Beers is our producer for today. Grace Miller, Jada Carr are the 2 camera operators. We have Ryan McGee as well as Parker Kelly working the scores table. Kayla McLeod taking photos. Justin Joseph doing social media under the direction of CJ Selner. Peter Borkowski, Carter Gledhill with you on the call, as I said. Closing out the third quarter in Geisman. Gardner missing. McGregor follows. Able to get the put-back bucket. Allison McGregor hasn't been an offensive force in this game, only with 6 points now. But she does have 11 rebounds to her name.
I mentioned it a little earlier. I think that's the missing component to her already strong game is those points. She has great rebounds per game numbers, but her points per game aren't quite there just yet.
Jada Dixon in the game for the Cougars. We saw her play some of the final seconds of the second quarter. She does have a little bit of three-point shooting. As you see, she flares out. Ellis took it herself, though. Rebound pulled down by Herdina. 5 seconds left on the clock. Gardner able to block it out and tips it into the hands of Chloe Grzyński, and that is an unlucky bounce. But a nice way to end the quarter if you're the Green Knights. The buzzer sounds, the score 41-28. Green Knights ahead of the Cougars entering the final 10 minutes to play here on senior night inside a Geisman Gymnasium. Final 10 minutes of play inside of Geisman Gymnasium. Carter Gledhill, Peter Borkowski with you on the call. The Green Knights had a slow first quarter, then had 17 points in the second to get the lead going into halftime, and have since then built upon it to get to where we are right now, 41-28. Wade picks up the loose ball, trying to split her way in transition. The finish, Jaylene Wade with 7 points in the game. She'll be a big factor in these final minutes of play if the Cougars want to get back into this one and lead a charge of a comeback. And what a story that would be if the Cougars could have a comeback victory on senior night against one of the top teams in the conference. Deflection inside, Wiggum gets a hand on it, Wade gets it again.
Seems to be a theme that the Cougars come out in the beginning of quarters just absolutely firing on all cylinders. They just got to learn how to sustain that through a quarter. If they do that, they're going to have no problem coming back in this game.
Mary Corvillian fouled Wade on the way up. Allison McGregor will come in for Michaela Ellis. The Cougars have their best free throw shooter in Jaylene Wade at the line, shooting 90% from the charity stripe on the season, averaging just over 10 points a game. We constantly refer to her as the floor general, as so does her coach, Lauren Martin, but as well as just a great teammate, understanding how to dish things out. But she has the ability to flip it on and off between dishing it out and then taking it herself.
That's when she's at her best, is when teams don't know, is she going to pass it or is she going to take it herself? That unpredictability factor. It's been missing a little. She finds herself in a bit of a lull towards this part of the season, but still a very good offensive cog in this Cougars machine.
A flare inside and a pickup from Mary Beltran, but a foul is called. 2 substitutions for the Green Knights. Chloe Shasma picked up the foul. Emma Marizzi and Casey Jepson in for the Green Knights. Duclean, Marizzi. Green Knights moving it around the perimeter. Another lofty pass to switch around the court. Wiggum able to body out Duclean. Duclean got a hand on it, goes out of bounds. Cougars ball.
See a couple of fresh faces, or faces you don't see as much for the Cougars, between Wingham and Dixon and Shasma, both getting some extended minutes right now. I think that's a good move on Martin's part. Get some different looks in there.
Nice play inside. Jada Dixon gets her first points of the game.
Like I said, Dixon brings in an element we haven't seen yet in tonight's game from the Cougars. Keep St.Norbert on their toes a little bit on the defensive side of things.
Green Knights now feeling the pressure, not only from the Cougars, but some of the fans are starting to get a little louder. Missouri Wiggum with the steal from Jessica Borner. Takes it to the block, floats it up, no good. McGregor and Wade collided into each other. And now a turnover will be called. Missouri Wiggum coming in and out of bounds to grab the ball. Michaela Ellis will check in again for the Cougars. Now right now, this is a big swing if the Cougars can get some points in these middle minutes of the fourth quarter. St. Norbert's has only scored 153 points in the fourth quarter, over 22 games entering today. A kick ball is called. Green Knights will have it near the S of Cougars on the baseline.
Again, the key for the Cougars is sustaining this energy level they have right now. They've had stretches throughout this game. They just got a really nice one here to get back in it.
Gear check. Green Knights have been really slow to start this quarter. And now a drive inside. The floater is off the mark for Marizzi. Another put back from Gearcheck off the mark. Shot clock violation. Good defensive stand for the Cougars, and they needed it.
You mentioned it just a couple seconds ago, Carter, but this is a big swing here if the Cougars can get a couple more points on the board this possession.
Cougars have opened up the quarter 2 from 3 from the field. Green Knights are 0 for 4. Dixon with a step back. Rattles in and out. Almost a sweet shot out of the hand of Jada Dixon.
Dixon's just such a versatile scorer. She's got size, but she doesn't always use it in the post. She's got a good jump shot. She can attack you from pretty much anywhere on the court.
Dixon now able to go to work inside, fronting Borner. Duclean now gets it to Borner. That's one of those risky skip passes across the paint. The Cougars haven't been able to pick that one up, which I would like to see one of the Cougars just stick their hand up. That's an easy pick play if they can.
The Cougars are usually a very handsy team. We got quick hands flying everywhere trying to pick off that ball. Just couldn't manage it there.
Offensive foul called on Michaela Ellis with the charge. Ava Gardner coming in for Jada Dixon. So one of the better shooters for the Cougars back onto the court. This is the 5 that Coach Martin has rolled with for a majority of the game. Gardner, Ellis, Wade, Wiggum, and McGregor. And this is the time I think she feels it too, where she needs to excel. Easy shot inside from Casey Gierczek from the block. Gierczek now gets her first bucket of the game with 3 points after a free throw in the first half.
That's something you can't allow, or just easy baskets. Make St. Norbert at least work for them. Keep this little hot streak the Cougars got going.
DeClean with the rebound. McGregor's shot a little too strong. Pass intended for Marizzi. Squirts all the way to Jepson. And as you can see right now, St. Norbert's running 4 out, 1 in, and it's been working for the most part in this game. Too strong. Marizzi with a 3 rolls out of bounds. 5:23 remaining in the game. Green Knights up by 9.
See St. Norbert not really get anything going from outside. 0 for 4 from 3. They've only hit 1 3 the entire game in that third quarter. Cougars can keep that trend up. They're going to have no problem handling this team.
And right now, the Green Knights have been dominating inside, so the occasional 3 is not a bad option if you are Coach Leonard Perry. But right now, you just keep feeding it inside. The Cougars have to answer at one point. Wiggum's 3 off the mark. Cougars have been cold for the second half. They're now 0 for 3 from behind the arc. So neither team shooting exceptionally well or even at average in this game. And now the Green Knights are just going to slow everything down, try to burn some clock. Inside, Gerdina. Coach Martin shaking her head a little bit after that one because, again, the Green Knights are doing what they want inside as they now have 34 paint points in the game.
Well, and Herdino is wide open for that pass in the low paint. The Cougars just aren't doing enough to slow them down with or without the ball. So definitely a change that's going to be made if they want to pull something off in these final 4.5 minutes.
Michaela Ellis inbounds it. Jada Dixon back in for the Cougars. She has it, gives it back to Wade. And you see right now the Green Knights very active feet defensively, and inside in the paint where they've been dominant offensively, they are really doing a good job of backside help and also collapsing on any Cougar player inside. I think you can see that right now because Allison McGregor only has 6 points in this game.
Again, I think we talked about it. McGregor, she's a great rebounder. She needs to be a little bit more aggressive when going to the rack. Something that I think if she can pick that up, soon, I think that could really help the Cougars in their playoff run coming up.
A 3 from Natalie Serrato, and she's been one of the few players in this game that's been able to convert a few times from deep.
Norbert, they've only hit 2 3-pointers, but both of them came at pretty crucial times to kill off some momentum the Cougars had going.
Serrato is the only player for the Green Knights to have made a 3 in this game, and she's hit both of their made 3s. Sarah Ludwig in for Allison McGregor. Cougars down by 14, 3:28 remaining. This is the largest lead of the game for the Green Knights.
The Green Knights are kind of sneaky in building this lead up. As Cougars had a lot of momentum to start this quarter, and Green Knights haven't done anything too flashy, just good ball movement to the middle of the court and to the post. That's what's built this lead way back up to 14.
And I think I can also go along with what you just said, Peter, is that the Cougars have really been the ones still in the driver's seat if I'm looking at this game from the outside, because the offense for the Cougars has been streaky, but at the same time, defensively, the Green Knights haven't changed their offense at all. They've been going inside the entire time. Good hand inside from Jada Dixon. But plays like that from Dixon are what the Cougars need more of in these final minutes of play.
The Green Knights are just kind of playing their game. They've been doing it all day. When it's worked for them, it's really worked, and the couple times it hasn't, but they haven't made any huge gameplay adjustments like the Cougars have. And again, it's working for them tonight like it has all season. They're just a very good fundamental team. They don't do anything too flashy. They're just able to put that ball in the paint and then put it into the basket.
Jessica Bordner goes to the bench. She has 14 points in this game. Casey Gierczak replaces her. And again, St. Norbert's running 4 players out, 1 in. As there's a shot that was thrown up under the basket by Marizzi that hit basically the bottom of the backboard. No foul called as Ludwig hit the ground. Turnover for the Cougars, dribbled off the foot of Ava Gardner. Missouri Wiggum will come back into the game. Replaces Jada Dixon. Actually, changes it. Will go to Jaylene Wade.
Gardner looked a little out of sorts. She took a hard fall to the floor. She looks okay, but I don't think she's just a little out of it, and that led to that turnover there.
Sarah Ludwig comes to the bench as well. 2:07 remaining in the game. St. Norbert up 14. Cougars currently on a 9-game losing skid with a 5-10 conference record. St. Norbert's College 15-7 on the season, 12-3 in conference play, and they've made it a big name for themselves in their first season in the NAC conference as they push towards postseason play. This year, again, everybody will qualify for the conference tournament. Basket inside from Casey Gierczak.
St. Norbert just playing the game they've been doing all day. Get it to the post.
Nice fadeaway shot from Missouri Wiggum. 1-foot jumper. As there's a timeout called by Coach Martin. It'll be our first full timeout. 1:28 remaining in the fourth quarter. Cougars are down by 14, and they might look to come back on senior night. Stay tuned on the Cougar Sports Network.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. The trees stand tall. Mother, mother, you tell me to stay rooted. The tree's roots go deep. You tell me to focus on my breath, and the trees breathe for the earth. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? Will you be the kind that makes shade, or the kind that shows a new way? Might you be the kind to hug, or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind. The child had a few more questions after that, and the forest had plenty of answers.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back inside of Geisman Gymnasium for the final minute and 28 seconds of play here between St. Norbert College and Concordia University of Chicago. Some updates around the NAC in women's basketball. Wisconsin Lutheran College up 56-26 in the final minutes of the fourth quarter over Illinois Tech. Marion trailing Aurora 63-43. Edgewood up 57-52 over Concordia, Wisconsin. Cougars are in a full court press. A foul was called on Missouri Wiggum. So Cougars trying to force some late turnovers. And now a timeout is called by Coach Leonard Perry. Full timeout. We'll take another break. Both teams going back to the bench for some more water and some chalk talk. Minute 26 remaining in the fourth quarter.
When times get dark, when you don't know where to turn. Let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
Welcome back outside of the full timeout called by St. Norbert College. Carter Gledhill, Peter Borkowski with you. Looking ahead at the final regular season game for both teams, the Cougars will be on the road against Lakeland University Tuesday at 7 p.m. And for the Green Knights of Wisconsin Lutheran College, they have a tough task ahead against the number 1 seed undefeated Wisconsin Lutheran College. But the good thing is they'll be at home in De Pere, Wisconsin on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Ball squeaks out. Green Knights are able to corral it. Olivia DeClean brings it up. Guarded by Wiggum. Cougars trying to play some lockdown defense for the remaining minute and change of the game. DeClean, guarded by Wiggum again. Goes opposite of the screen. Flips it all the way to the corner. Step back three from Jepson. Hits right iron. Offensive board. Spin around shot from Giercheck, no good. Gets her own rebound, and that one falls. Third time's the charm for Casey Giercheck.
Cougars have done a good job keeping Giercheck in, check so far today. She's 8th in the conference coming today in points per game at 12.6. She's only got 7 on the day, but Norbert's making that scoring lack up from Giercheck in other departments tonight.
Foul called on waiting for the call, so I did not see it. Foul called on Allison McGregor. That is her 3rd personal foul. Michaela Ellis and Missouri Wiggum come to the bench. Marie Baumgartner returns to the court. Marizzi has it, throws it up to Serrato. And now the Green Knights will just hold it and dribble it out. As the Green Knights are on their way to their 3rd straight victory and will be improving their conference record to 13-3 and 16-7 overall on the season. One final drive inside and a foul is called. Olivia DeClean to the free throw line. Ava Gardner called with the foul. So Peter, the Cougars now, once the buzzer sounds, will have dropped 10 straight games. You have your final game against Lakeland on Tuesday, and then you have to look ahead and get your mind right for the conference tournament. What's one thing do you think these girls have to do in order to accomplish not only some success in the conference tournament, but are able to get through the next game against Lakeland?
I think they just have to come up with some really solid game plans. I know that's kind of broad, but Cougars play very similar basketball all the way through the year. A lot of perimeter work, a lot of three-pointers. I think they got to kind of analyze their opponents a bit more, figure out what their weaknesses are, and maybe not rely so much on just pure shooting, because when that shooting goes cold, your whole team's going to go cold, as they have tonight.
As all the players are on the bench for the Cougars, hugging the seniors as a final bucket from Allison McGregor. As the Cougars might have lost the game 54-38, but still a celebration for CUC women's basketball. And the 3 seniors honored today, Sarah Ludwig, Ava Gardner, and Marie Baumgartner. Green Knights improve to a 13-3 conference record and get ready to take on the number 1 team in the conference next Tuesday at home in De Pere, Wisconsin. Peter, obviously not the result the Cougars wanted today, but I will say they were able to show some fight that they've consistently shown throughout the season, and it was a team effort. No one player was pulling out in front of another. But the 5 players on the court were the 5 players that were working together and at times chipping away at the Green Knights.
The Cougars are a good competitive team when they have their mind in the game, when things are, going their way, especially shot-wise. They just got to find a way to be a bit more consistent with it. If they do that, I think they could do some damage in the playoffs, but they got to get to that point of consistency first.
Cougars are on the road next Tuesday against Lakeland University. And again, the final score inside of Geisman Gymnasium, St. Norbert College 54, Cougars 38. I want to thank my partner Peter Borkowski for joining me on the call today, and our student workers Julia Beers, Jada Carr, Grace Miller, Parker Kelly, Ryan McGee, under the direction of CJ Sellner, Kayla McLeod, and Justin Bajorseth. I'm Carter Gledhill signing off from the Cougar Sports Network. But don't go too far. Grab some snacks and a new drink as we have men's basketball starting in 38 minutes here on the Cougar Sports Network.